My name is Ryan Coyne, and I am a co-founder of Spruceling. Now, for all the parents out there, how would you like to live in a world where you lose no money buying clothing for your children anymore, and instead, you buy, sell, and exchange clothing with other parents like you around the country? Well, that's what we've built with Spruceling. Spruceling is an online marketplace for you to buy, sell, and exchange your children's gently used, outgrown clothing with other parents. But before we get into all that, I need to introduce you to somebody very important to me. I needed you to meet my mom. My mom is not only my mom, she is the mom of my 3 brothers. Quick side note, I am the second oldest, commonly referred to as the tallest and strongest. But that is neither here nor there, and some might disagree, but they're not here to defend themselves. Now, I know what you're thinking. What a walk in the park it must have been to raise 4 boys. But actually, it's a little bit different story. We actually gave my mom quite a few headaches growing up, but I'm proud to say that one of the biggest headaches was no fault of our own. One of the biggest headaches was our constantly changing clothing needs. There were 3 main problems when it came to buying clothing for us growing up. The first was that it was extraordinarily expensive. $1,000 per year per child was what my mom was spending just to put clothing on her back. By the time my youngest brother turned 10 years old, our family had spent $40,000 on children's clothing. Had my family been a Spruceling family, they would have spent $10,000. Now, what's the second problem? The second problem is that this clothing does not last. By the time I turned 10 years old, I had gone through 18 size changes. I can't imagine how many times my mom found herself at the store because one or all of us graduated to the next size and we needed all new stuff. And the last thing we were going to do is wear the stuff I saw my brother using. Trust me, that was not an option. Now, the third problem is that this clothing loses value quickly and then it just takes up space. This clothing is going to end up in one of 3 places: the donation bin, the storage bin, or the trash can. A small percentage of it might end up at the consignment store, but like most moms out there, my mom did not find it appealing to load us into the back seat, pile up the clothes, drive across town, stand in line, have those clothing appraised for pennies on the dollar for clothing we had worn one time. So what does this all mean? $40,000 spent to put clothing on our back, worn twice, once, maybe not even at all, ends up with a value of absolutely nothing, 0. In fact, it has negative value. It takes up space in your house. It's that chore that has been on the to-do list for 5 years. Take it to Goodwill. But it never happens. So how do we solve my mom's problem? We do it in a very simple way. My mom goes on to Spruceling.com. She creates a box and lists a few items. She snaps a couple pictures, and then most importantly, she lists her own price. The sales process continues. What happens after she sells her clothing? We send her a shipping kit and provide her with all of the shipping and packaging necessities that she has so that she can participate from the comfort of her own home. She puts the clothing in the box, sets it back outside her door, and the postman carries it on to the next Spruceling family. When that happens, we transfer her earnings into her account where they are available for her to purchase more clothing on Spruceling that her children need now. So the question is this: how many moms like mine are out there and how much are they spending every year? Well, last year they spent $34 billion on children's clothing for children 10 years and under. Let's drill down a little bit deeper. 15% of those were shopping at Goodwill, consignment, or other secondhand retailers. This represents a $5.5 billion annual market opportunity for Spruceling, but we think it can be bigger. By allowing my mom and moms like her to participate from the comfort of her own home, we can expand that market. Now, how do we take advantage of this opportunity? Traditional consignment shops, that is brick and mortar shops, take 60% or more of what they sell your clothing for if you are willing to haul it to their store and have it appraised. Even though Spruceling is providing a full suite of packaging and shipping solutions so that my mom and moms like her can do this from their home computer, we only take 40%. The reason we can do that is because we are facilitating a direct exchange between parents. Spruceling holds no inventory. We manage no warehouse. So let's talk about the road we've traveled. We started working on Spruceling a little less than 2 months ago, and when we did that, we established a very serious, very aggressive set of goals. The first was to build and launch the website, and I'm happy to say just a couple of days ago we did that, and here it is. We could not be more proud of the website. It is a testament to our technological capabilities and our tech team's eye for design. The second goal was to establish a network of experienced and accomplished entrepreneurs to advise us. And on a weekly basis, we are speaking with the founders of Blackboard.com, Babbel.com, Rosie Pope, and others. The next goal was to build supply to seed the market. And this is really my favorite part. As much as I enjoyed spending hours on end individually photographing onesies and footy pajamas, we have actually just signed a partnership with Jane's Exchange, the largest children's consignment store in New York City. All of their excess supply will now be hosted on Spruceling. This is a partnership that we are going to cut and paste for consignment shops around the country. Next, we wanted to secure press coverage from one major outlet by the time we launched. Not only have we done that with a feature in TechCrunch just last week, but we've been featured on Fox News affiliates around the country as well as mommy blogs everywhere. But there's one most important goal. In just 2 months, we wanted to be having parents buying and selling boxes on Spruceling, and they're doing it right now. So who's behind all this? You've already met me. I graduated with Will Kortner from Cornell. We spent 2 years working for JP Morgan in their investment banking division. Mark and Matt graduated from Tufts. Mark spent 2 years working as the CTO of Abroad 101, a tech startup up in Boston. Matt has spent 2 years in web development for startups in the online and mobile spaces. Today, we are opening an initial investment round of $500,000. A portion of that has already been soft-circled. Now, a moment ago, I outlined a series of aggressive goals that our team has already executed on in just under 2 months. Well, today I have a new list. In the next year, we will amass 10,000 users, and we will ship 5,000 boxes. That'll amount to a revenue of close to $200,000 in our first year. Not only that, we are going to prove that the lifetime value of our consumer is particularly high. By providing them a quality initial experience to our users, Spruceling will remain a relevant service as their child continues to develop into their teenage years. So I want to close by answering the one question that is on everybody's mind in this room. Why in the name of God would 4 dudes, unmarried and definitely don't have children, start Spruceling? Well, it is actually a pretty incredible story, and like my mom always said, there is a time and a place for things like this, Ryan. But lucky for you, that time is in about 20 minutes, and that place is our booth right upstairs. We couldn't be happier that you're all here, and we look forward to talking to all of you individually after the presentations. Thanks for coming out.